Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a fabulous Monday. Today I'm coming to the weekly Minks Monday Q&A. Before we get started, let me share the bag that I'm currently rocking, and that is the Louis Vuitton Neverfull MM in the Damia bin. Alright, so grab a coffee, grab a tea, let's start our workout, let's go to work, let's do your laundry, whatever it is that you're doing, come join me. We have some awesome topics to cover today. As you can tell, I am sick. I really thought for sure I wouldn't get sick this holiday season, but it got me anyways. So I know that I sound super nasally, my apologies, and hopefully I can get through this video without too many cuts. Alright, so let's get started with the very first question from Love and LV Bags. What are your thoughts on Louis Vuitton buying Tiffany's? Alright, so for those of you that don't know, LVMH purchased Tiffany & Co. for $16 billion. Yes, you heard that correctly, $16 billion. Now, Tiffany & Co. had been struggling with sales and trying to stay relevant within the last couple of years, especially when it comes to millennials. They just weren't as popular as they once were maybe 10, 15 years ago. So by LVMH purchasing Tiffany & Co., they're really hoping that they'll be able to turn it around, put it back on top to where it once was. And I wanted to read something to you guys that I saw in an article. It says that the brand is associated with diamond rings, but it has lost its appeal in recent years. There's been a changing of times. It's not quite keeping up with millennials, so it just needs a reboost and a rebrand. And it goes on to say that LVMH has experience with revitalizing businesses because back in 2011, they purchased the jeweler Bulgari. And when LVMH took over in 2011, it had operating margins of 8%. These have now widened to 25% on double the sales. So it just goes to show how it's been able to turn around and revamp Bulgari. So they're really hoping that they're going to be able to do the same thing with Tiffany & Co. Now, I have a soft spot for Tiffany. I always have. I still wear their pieces and I love them to death. So I kind of feel a few different ways about this. I'm kind of 50-50. The first part, I feel a little bit nervous, and I feel nervous because I think that when it comes to Tiffany & Co., they do such a great job of holding on to their heritage. It might not be as popular with some people, but it's something that I appreciate, and I love the fact that they always remember their roots. And we've seen how LVMH pushes the envelope when it comes to what they offer their clients. They have a very broad clientele, and we've talked about this in other Minks Mondays. They have something for everybody, and they do such a great job of having something available for each and every generation, you know. But sometimes I feel that they do end up pushing the envelope so much that I often forget what company I'm looking at, just because they go so far from their heritage that it might not be something that really ends up working out for me personally. But again, I completely understand that it'll end up working out for somebody else. It was a very savvy business move, and there is no doubt in my mind that LVMH will be able to turn around Tiffany & Co. and put them back on top. You know, I really hope that they're able to tweak it enough to generate those sales, but not to the point where it'll end up losing its heritage or losing its history or anything like that. You know, so I'm really curious. Half of me is really nervous, half of me is really excited. I'm curious to see what the future holds for this company and this business venture. But I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this. What do you guys think? Do you think that LVMH will be able to turn around Tiffany & Co. and put it back on top? Or do you think that the history, the heritage will be lost because they might end up pushing the envelope too much? Let us know in the comment section down below. But fabulous question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from Laura G. Which classic card holder do you prefer when it comes to everyday use? YSL or Chanel? I feel like the YSL is better for every day, but I'm just so drawn to the Chanel. Will the Chanel hold up over time? Alright, so I brought them both out, so we have even more eye candy. This is the Saint Laurent in the black pebbled leather with the silver hardware, and the Chanel in the black caviar with the gold hardware. Here they are side by side. I think both of them are beautiful. Between the two, hands down, I would choose the YSL. And will the Chanel end up holding up over time? Absolutely. I think that their caviar ends up wearing a lot better than their lambskin, especially when it comes to small leather goods, when it comes to items that you interact with daily or for long periods of time. I'm not saying that the lambskin isn't durable, it is, but between the two materials, the caviar leather is definitely a lot more durable. And between the Chanel caviar and the pebbled leather, there is no comparison in my opinion. The pebbled leather definitely wears a lot better. And I've had the Chanel card holder for about 5 years, and I did use it quite often when I first got it. I don't use it as much, but you can see that it is still very puffy. I haven't had any issues with any stitches or anything like that. And the YSL, I've had it for about 4.5 years, and I have put this card holder through the ringer. I have dropped it a million times on concrete, on asphalt, on gravel, in dirt, you name it. I have put it through hell, to say the least, and I think that it has held up insanely well. I also haven't had any issues with pop stitches or anything like that. Between the two, the hardware actually looks a lot more worn on the Chanel one. You have those scratches on that hardware there. You might not be able to see it versus this one. It doesn't really have that much wear on it. To me, it looks like I got this card holder last week. You know, that's how well I feel that it has aged. And I have doubled up the cards in here many of times. I've never had any issues. And I feel that it's loose enough to the point where it's a lot easier for me to access my cards, because when I first got it, the leather is very stiff, but it's not too loose where if I turn it upside down, everything comes sliding out. Whereas this guy, I have also doubled up the cards, but this pocket here ends up being a little bit more loose. And when it comes to price point, I believe that the YSL ones are now $275. They're about $275 if I'm not mistaken, and these Chanel ones are now $475 or maybe even $500. So you're talking about a $200 to $225 difference between the two, and not to mention the fact that the YSL does come with an extra card slot. So I think that's wonderful. You know, so here they are again side by side, and there's the back side. I haven't had any issues with the hardware on the YSL damaging any of the lining of any of my leather lined handbags or anything like that either. I wanted to throw that out there because I do get that question asked quite often. But there we go. And this one's also a little bit more slender than the Chanel one. But both of them are beautiful. The caviar definitely ends up holding up over time, but there is just no comparison, in my opinion, when it comes to these two materials. This guy is just on a whole different level, and I am just crazy about this pebbled leather. I think it is awesome. So that's the one that I would choose. Some of you guys might end up choosing differently, but I don't think that you can go wrong with either. Both of them are beautiful. It's just a matter of which one ends up speaking to you the most. So I don't know if this ends up helping you out, but fabulous question. Next question from Malibu Karina. I do not have a huge luxe collection, and all of my items get used and abused. So, honestly, what is your and your viewers' opinion on wearing an expensive luxury bag until it's falling apart? I have a couple Chanel backpacks that are worn, and I'm weary of wearing them because others' opinions of having a worn and dirty $6,000 Chanel bag, and people thinking I can't afford a new one. But even if my Chanel bag is worn and dirty, it's like a reliable friend that I can just throw over my shoulder and go. Hope this makes sense. It's hard to explain, but I am so totally fine in just throwing my Chanel bags on the floor or putting my toddler's diapers in it just because I see my bags as a part of my life, my family, my comfort blankie. I can't even begin to tell you how much I absolutely love this question. The fact that you are using your handbags to the fullest, the fact that you are using it as its intended purpose, it's part of your family, it's part of your life, it's a grab and go, don't even think about it type of bag. I absolutely love it. I can only speak for myself, but I think that is amazing. You know, because as I've talked about in other videos, I went from putting handbags in bubbles to being a lot more free with them and to being able to make memories with them and appreciate every single beauty mark that it has, because it gives the bag a unique look to it. It gives it a unique story, and I think that is absolutely wonderful. A handbag lover is a handbag lover, and there should never be any judgment when it comes to the when, where, and whys of how someone uses a bag. And remember, someone will always have something to say. If you use your bags, they talk. If you don't use your bags, they talk. So as long as it makes you happy, keep on rocking your bags until the wheels fall off, you know? And kind of like what I've always said, you do you, let them do them, and if they don't like it, they can kick rocks, you know what I mean? So I personally applaud you because I think that's wonderful. You're using your bags, it has a story, and the fact that you're able to incorporate it into your life without thinking about it, I think is absolutely wonderful. So I think that's awesome, and once again, I applaud you. But I would love to hear your thoughts on this question. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comment section down below. But fabulous question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from Honey Bear. What do you think about the Louis Vuitton teddy bags? They are so limited. All right, so before I get any further, let me insert one of the bags that's available from this collection. So the Louis Vuitton Monogram Fleece collection, there are 5 different silhouettes that are available. The Speedy that you just saw, the On The Go, the Bum Bag, and I can't remember the other 2 to save my life, but there's a total of 5 different bags to choose from. And they do have pretty price points. I believe that the Speedy retails for $3,600. The Bum Bag is $3,750 if I'm not mistaken. The On The Go retails for $4,250 if I'm not mistaken. Please don't quote me on them. And again, I can't remember the other 2. But they are very, very unique. If the fleece bags are your jam, absolutely go for them. Personally, this is a collection that I can't get behind. I just feel that the material will look so worn in a short amount of time. And the prices that these bags are selling for, because they are so limited, just like you had mentioned, the prices on the pre-loved market are skyrocketing. Because I've seen the On The Go, like I said, it retails for $4,250, right around there. I've seen it for $6,500, $7,000 on some sites. So they're selling for hundreds and thousands above the retail price because they're so hard to find, you know? So like I said, they are very, very unique. And if you like them, I think it makes a great addition if you want to add a little bit more personality to your collection. But this is personally just not for me, you know? But it's crazy when I ended up doing a little bit more research and I saw the price points that they have. The Bum Bag, like I said, it's like $3,700. You can find it on the pre-loved market for, of course, unused. They're like $5,000, $5,500. All of them are well over the retail price. So it's kind of crazy, you know? But for those of you that did end up getting a piece from this collection, let us know in the comment section down below. How is it wearing? Is there something to look out for? The more information that you can give us, the better. But yeah, as I said before, if this is your jam, if it speaks to you, absolutely go for it. If it makes you happy, it's just personally not for me. But great question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from Elma Messini. Hopefully I said that correctly. What are your thoughts on purchasing the Clooney BB as a first ever designer bag? Do you think it is better to buy a classic bag? The Speedy 25 and Monogram Canvas is beautiful too, but it doesn't hold its structure. What are your opinions on these 2 bags? Which one would you prefer? All right, so I brought them both out so we have even more eye candy. Here is the Louis Vuitton Clooney BB in the Monogram Canvas with the fuchsia interior. And I didn't know if you were talking about the classic 25 or the bandolier. And since I only have the bandolier, I brought that one out. So here it is in the 25 bandolier version, and here they are side by side. I love them both. I think that they are both wonderful bags. And do I think that a first ever bag should be a classic? Not necessarily, because if a non-classic bag has a characteristic that you see yourself using that much more, then that's the one that I would go for instead of the classic. And as far as the Clooney goes, I think that this is a wonderful bag. I absolutely love the structure, and I love the simplicity, and to me it has a very vintage vibe that I appreciate even more. I just love being able to use this as a hand carry bag. It does end up coming with a removable strap. It is a one size fits all, and personally I'm not too keen on this. I still have it. I still have not used it. I'm just not crazy about the colors, and I also find that it does end up rolling off of my shoulder. So that does have a tendency to drive me a little bit crazy. I like the fact that this bag does end up having the feet along the bottom. Now, when it comes to the Speedy, whether it is the classic or the bandolier, I love it. I love the history that it has. It's very small, but it packs a punch. If you're talking about the bandolier, the fact that it does come with a removable adjustable strap, I think is an awesome, awesome addition to it. If you're talking about the classic 25, you can also end up adding a base shaper or a purse organizer to it so that you can end up keeping its shape a little bit better. And you can also do the same thing with the 25 bandolier. Now, between the Clooney BB and the Speedy 25 bandolier, I would choose the bandolier just because of that same strap that I was talking about. You have that much more versatility. Now, between the classic 25 and the Clooney BB, I would choose the Clooney BB because it does end up coming with the strap. And as I said previously, this might not end up working out for me, but it might end up working out for you and for your lifestyle. You can also, if you wanted to make it maybe the best of both worlds, if you see yourself using the Clooney BB a lot more and you're not a fan of the that strap, you can end up going for a different strap, so that way you can end up adjusting it to whatever your needs are. But I think both of these bags are beautiful. If it is the bandolier or if it is the classic when it comes to the Speedy or the Clooney BB, it's just a matter of what ends up working out for you and for your lifestyle. So I don't know if this ends up helping you out, but congratulations on your soon-to-be bag. But fabulous question, and hopefully I was able to help. Next question from Shamrock Girl. I love a hobo bag, but don't own one because access can be challenging. I'm a tote gal. Is there a hobo that's easy? I'm eyeing the Delightful. All right, before I get any further, let me insert a picture of the Delightful right now. I absolutely love the Delightful, and I was so bummed out when Louis Vuitton decided to pull it from its production just because it was extremely popular. It has a very simple silhouette, very easy to get in and out of, and not to mention how lightweight it was. So instead of having the Delightful, they now have the Graceful, which took its place. Let me insert a picture of the Graceful right now. The Graceful is also lightweight and very spacious, and both of these silhouettes, I feel that they're very easy to get in and out of your items because you can end up moving that strap a little bit more off to the side so that you can get to your items a lot faster, which I definitely appreciate. So whether you go for the Delightful on the pre-loved market or for the Graceful in the boutique, I think both of those silhouettes would be fabulous. And there's just something about hobos. I'm just like you. I am definitely a tote gal. But when it comes to hobos, there's something that always attracts me to them. They never end up working out for me. And in the past, I had the Sully, the Galliera, and the Artsy. All of them are absolutely beautiful. But I also found that the handles that those bags have always got in the way of trying to access my items. So as I said previously, when it comes to the Delightful and the Graceful, I feel that that's a lot easier to move to the side so that you can get to your items. But I turn to you guys. For those of you that have hobos, let us know in the comment section down below which ones you recommend. It doesn't have to be Louis Vuitton. It can be from any other fashion house. What are the, what are the hobos that you have that you absolutely love? What are some characteristics that make you like that bag even more? Let us know in the comment section down below. So if you decide to go for the Graceful or any other hobo, congratulations on your soon-to-be bag. But awesome question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. And the last question from Louise Sunshine Simone. What do you think about the new Monogram Eclipse Grand Sack from the men's line? Would you rock it as a woman? If you had to choose between the Grand Sack and the giant Monogram On The Go, which would you choose and why? All right, so before I get any further, let me insert a picture of the Louis Vuitton Monogram Eclipse Grand Sack and the On The Go side by side. I absolutely love the Grand Sack, and the last time that I did a vlog there, I had a chance to check it out in person, and when I first saw it, I stopped dead in my tracks and I was like, oh my gosh, this bag is absolutely gorgeous. I love the simplicity, I love how spacious it is. It comes with a removable little interior pouch, and I mean, come on, the fact that it is Monogram Eclipse, I am a sucker for that print, so I was like, oh man, this bag is beautiful. So would I rock it as a woman? Hell yeah, I'd rock it as a woman. I think that it's very, very unisex. Now, the one thing that I really hope that they would have incorporated into this design is if they would have included either a removable or maybe an adjustable shoulder strap, just because I think it would make it that much more user-friendly, because the size that it has, as I said previously, it is very, very spacious, and I think it would be wonderful as a work bag. And again, the fact that it is the Monogram Eclipse, it makes it that much more carefree. But if it had that removable strap or that adjustable strap, I think it would make it that much better. So between the two, as much as I love the Grand Sack, I would have to go for the On The Go because it does have the dual straps. So if you do get sick of using it on the crook of your arm or as a hand carry bag, the fact that you have the option of putting it on your shoulder, I think is absolutely wonderful. But I think that both bags are insanely, insanely gorgeous. But again, just the versatility that the On The Go has would be the reason why I would end up choosing that one over the Grand Sack. I'm telling you, we're getting that much closer to having the Monogram Eclipse, come on over to the Neverfull, to the Speedy side. That would be amazing. Maybe it's wishful thinking, but I sincerely feel that within 10 years time, that's going to happen. And when it does, oh man, Louis Vuitton better be prepared, because the lines, the phone calls, it's just gonna be complete madness, you know what I mean? And I will definitely be in that line causing that chaos, because I would love to have a Monogram Eclipse bag. But anywho, that's neither here nor there. So as I said said previously, both of these bags are beautiful, but between the two, I would just go for the on the go because it has that much more versatility. But I would love to hear your thoughts on either of these two bags. Let us know in the comment section down below. But great question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. All right, you guys, that does it for Minks Monday Q&A. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope I was able to help. You guys had some awesome questions this week. If you enjoyed this video, make sure and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys later. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not. The choice is yours. Have a great day.